I just feel like everything that I've done in my life has prepared me for this moment right here. So I'm definitely ready for it. I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm just ready to go, man. It's a blessing.
In the slot, Trevor Lawrence steps, fires, catch made, rolling to the 20-yard line and good enough for the first down. It's Brenton Strange again.
It's the one thing that is working in this passing offense. He's led the team in receiving yards in 2 of 4 games this year. That's like a crazy stat. That Brenton Strange on a team that has Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas Jr. could lead them in 2 out of 4 games.
Wide open at midfield, inside the 40, Brenton Strange.
Guys, the Jacksonville Jaguars have found the next star tight end. He blocks like a madman, rumbles like Gronkowski, and most importantly, is in the prime time for a breakout. I am, of course, talking about Brenton Strange. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been ramping this guy up since his selection in 2023, and I really believe he is set for a breakout season in 2025. No, it's not just because Brian Thomas Jr. has forgotten how to catch, it's because he's really damn good. So, here's my working. So we've been treated to some pretty incredible rookie tight end seasons in recent years, but I've got to tell you, it doesn't normally happen like that. When you consider that these guys have to operate as an extension of the offensive line and also develop into a receiver that can beat NFL defenders, there is a hell of a lot to learn, and it normally takes time. For genuine freaks like Brock Bowers and Tyler Warren, a rookie breakout is on the cards, but for plenty of others, year 2 or year 3 is when they really start to emerge. Which is why I have my eyes firmly trained on Brenton Strange in Jacksonville. With Evan Engram departing over the offseason, he has absolutely stepped up to fill his shoes, and is already offering an upgrade for this Jags offense. And, to be honest, we shouldn't really be surprised. He performed well last year when Engram was injured, reeling in 11 of 12 targets for 73 yards against the Jets, before nabbing all 4 targets for 60 yards against the Colts a few weeks later. This was the first sign he could replace Engram as the team's primary tight end, not just collecting easy passes, but making some pretty impressive plays further downfield. But what's exciting is, what we have seen this year is yet another step up, with Liam Cohen finding some really interesting ways to use him. I mean, after 4 weeks, he is the team's leading receiver, for God's sake, on a roster that has Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. And no, his success is not purely because those guys are still finding their feet, it's because he's worthy of the targets he receives. Look at his hands on this play here against the 49ers in week 4, for example. The ball is already well on its way before he turns his head around, but he still manages to get low and reel in the catch. It's very impressive. Then, in week 1 of the 2025 season, he showed off his athleticism to work across field between 2 defenders and make another very impressive diving catch. Lawrence is improving as the season goes along, but accuracy hasn't always been his strong point, and having a guy like Strange who can go up and snag the ball is incredibly helpful. Obviously, as a tight end, Strange has a size advantage over most people he's going to go up against, but not all tight ends know how to use it or have the athleticism to be able to. This guy certainly does, like on this deep out route against Kamari Lassiter, who is not exactly an easy opponent for Strange. He shrugs him off easily, gets a couple of yards of separation, and Lawrence is on the money. These are not your typical gimme routes for tight ends, with Cohen getting him going downfield, which is great to see. Here's another example of him from this weekend against the Niners, easily using his size to create separation on a slant route and make the catch. Before I continue with the next section of the video, can I please put out a quick request for a subscribe and a like? It really does go a long way to helping me grow this channel during the season. Finally, we have the aspect of the game that Strange really seems to love: contact. When this guy gets going, it's going to take multiple people to bring him down, and even then you may struggle. Fred Warner, as you are probably aware, is the very best linebacker in the NFL. Well, he has some help on this play from another 49er defender, and even then, Strange is able to make a second effort and get another couple of yards to get just short of the line to gain. Once you add in a couple of plays where Strange gets loose and snags a couple deeper passes downfield, you get a very exciting tight end prospect who really does seem to be making the leap in his 3rd season in the NFL. With Liam Cohen surely only going to find more and more ways to get this guy involved, now really is the time to buy stock in Brenton Strange. But it's not just his receiving ability that we need to look at. Now that we've established that he can definitely make a difference there, let's address his blocking. Because For a tight end, this is the key to becoming a legitimate superstar. This is how you make yourself a coach's favourite, helping out the running backs and keeping yourself on the field, which, of course, opens up more possibilities for you to make plays in the receiving game. Strange absolutely ticks all the boxes as a blocker. He has all the aggression and physicality you need. I mean, look at him completely flatten this poor Carolina defender. The guy is stopped dead in his tracks, while Strange looks like he's barely been touched. Then, in the same game, he completely puts his body on the line to wall off this Panthers defensive lineman, creating the lane that springs a 71-yarder for Travis Etienne. And on the topic of setting up long touchdown runs for Etienne, how about this awesome play from last week against the 49ers? He gives the DB no chance. So he is a badass blocker, can make big plays as a receiver, and is, by all accounts, a very liked character in the locker room. I think it's fair to say he's absolutely done the job as a replacement for Evan Engram, and certainly looks to be an upgrade. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed my first attempt at a bit of a film study. I am by no means an expert, but I love this kind of stuff, and I hope you learned a little something along the way. As usual, please do subscribe for more fun throughout the season. Thank you.